Hello everyone, so I've just got to camp here. It's about 3 weeks ago that I last did the video up here of building this, so I've come quite a way since then. So I think the best thing to do is for me to recap on some of the stuff and show you a bit of that footage. So first off, you can see here this is the fire reflector. I've actually taken some of the wood out here for bed slats, so I'll build that back up. Got some tinder fungus, some cramp buns down here just drying out. These are the stones I used for my pit oven, so I may as well keep them for the fire. And this is a tile that I found just in the woods, so I thought that would be handy, just a wipe, and that could be a chopping board or a number of other things. So yeah, so this I've used once already on the MRE review for the Sticky Fingers review, the Canadian one, which will probably be the last video, the one before this. I've also got myself a stump, so I'm just going to bury that a little bit to flatten it out, so that's going to be handy for cutting on and stuff. So next up, quite obviously, is the back here is quite different. Spent quite a while doing this, kind of lattice I guess you'd say. I found it hard with the amount of wood that I had to have it all wood all the way along, straight pieces to be mossed. So I'm going with a tarp configuration, which I've got with me and I'll be putting up in a bit. But I'm pretty happy with it, it's pretty stable. I'll show you the back here. Oh, before, we've got the sidewall, these are dug in slightly and they're lashed at the top here. I'm going to weave a wall here, hopefully finish that today before I go to bed. So it's a little hard to see around the back here, but put that out of the way. I've lifted the back up and put it on some Y-shaped branches that I found, and I've then staked it and lashed it as well for extra support, just to give me a little bit more room at the back of the shelter for the bed there. Yeah, so it's just lashed on the Ys and staked as well. I might put in some more stakes as well, but it just gives me a bit more room, and I'm probably going to put some more logs down here just to block off the back so the tarp won't come down there because of the tree that's at the back here. So finally here I've got my raised platform bed. I've tried to keep these cross struts as similar as possible so it's comfortable. I've still got to notch them down. It's on some pine here, that's the biggest stuff I had available. It's on a slight decline here, so I'm going to bury this end slightly I think, so I can't really get anything bigger for that end. If I do find some today I'll stick that in, but I just need a few more of these. Just another 6 or so should do it, and I need to stake the ends so it stays stable, which it isn't right now. That's the priority today because I'm going to be sleeping here. Got my foam mat with me. This one is Nature Hike. I think they're £10–15 anyway, but I picked this up for £2 at a boot sale. So thrifting. So the tools I've got with me today are my small hatchet axe. I've got with me my Condor bush law. Actually did chip the end of this on the pit oven video. I stupidly used it in the ground and hit a stone. So I've done some repairs to that and got it back almost to new. It's got a good edge on it again, at least. Could be a bit more of a point on the end there, but using that. It's a good knife. Got my bow saw with me for the bigger stuff. I've got my folding saw as well for some of the smaller stuff, which I'm going to use on the wall there. Also going to be using more of this jute twine. Got quite a big roll here. It's cheaper than using paracord. You don't need paracord for everything, and I feel a bit better about using this in the woods in case, you know, I lose bits and stuff like that. It's kind of natural material, so I don't feel too bad about that being out here. But I've got plenty to get on with, so I should get on with that. So as you can see here, there's some work going on in these woodlands a bit further down than where I am. I've just come down here because this is fairly recent. You can see the leaves still on there, so it's fairly green, so the smaller bits like this should be okay for weaving in my side wall. So I'm just going to cut out some of this and take it back to the camp. Well, I don't mind telling you, I'm pretty knackered. Been walking back and forth collecting wood, some of it quite big for the back of the shelter here, some of it quite small in bundles for doing the sidewall, but most importantly some bits about that thick for finishing off the bed and for the stakes as well. I've not done much filming, but as I've been going back and forth I've been collecting tinder as well. So I've got a good old pile of wood over there, and I've got plenty of different tinder there, enough to get a fire started easily, which I won't do just yet. Looking around and you can definitely tell that autumn's here. The leaves are turning orange and dropping. But it's a warm day. I completely misjudged it. I've got these heavyweight kind of fishing trousers on, padded ones. I've got my winter sleeping bag with me. I'm sat here sweating. Yeah, plenty of work to do yet. I think a couple of hours till it gets dark, and I think it's going to rain just after that as well. So I'll have to get the tarp up as well. Right, plenty to do. You probably know this already, but when you're doing a stake, I've forgotten these ones. If you round off the edge of the top with your knife, kind of like this, it stops it mushrooming out so much when you're hitting it down. Just in case you didn't know, now you do. Well, I suppose I should get a fire started while there's still some light. See these bits of birch bark I've been collecting. And there's some charcoal from the last fire. Just move some of this crap out the way. Okay. These should make quite a nice base for the fire. And as you can see, I've got some dried grass. Just going to rough up a little bit. And plenty of birch bark there. I've hunted around and I can't find the ferro rod, so I guess we are just going to have to use a lighter. Hopefully I'll find that in the morning. How weird. Well, never mind. Fire is a fire. Hopefully I'm in focus here. Got a light shining right in my face. It's rather dark now. I've just finished putting the tarp up behind me here. It's 3 metre by 2.4 or 2.6. Very cheap, it's like 6-7 quid delivered. It's camo on the back. I think I need a 3x3 though. I just don't really want to use like my DD tarp or one of my nicer ones. So I might get 3x3 if they're available like this. Bed's just about finished, I think it's usable. Fire's going, I had to get that going, and absolutely starving. But I'm going to try and carry on working into the evening, into the night, seeing as I'm up here on my own and everything. Right, so we're here enjoying a Pimm's blackcurrant and elderflower. Something a little bit different. It's a bit dark. Not too good for filming. Definitely think I'm going to need a bigger tarp on this setup, and also I'm not really a fan of this weaving. It could work given enough stuff, I don't know. I might just do it like the fire reflector. I don't know. I suppose I should give you a little look at this. Ooh, mind the light. Give you a little look at the sleep system. If you can see it, so you've got the raised bed, on top of that you've got the fold out mat, foam mat, and then you've got my usual inflatable and my sleeping bag. I've got a bivvy bag down the end there as well, because it's meant to be raining, you know, a lot of moisture in the air, maybe mud getting kicked up. I thought it might be best to bring that as well, but rain hasn't hit yet. So you may be able to hear the rain started ahead of schedule. It's not heavy enough to affect the fire just yet, but a little concerned. I am starving. I wanted to get a good bed of embers to do. I think I've got steak. I can't even remember what I got. Yeah, some thin steak, like sandwich steak, and a roll. Got some bacon as well, but might just have that in the morning. It's a good test of the shelter though. Bit of rain. I do like the sound of rain on a tarp. Quite soothing. And I've just finished my vodka, lime and lemonade, which was very nice indeed. So I've got another one of these and another one of them Pimm's drinks as well. If I extend my hand to here I can feel the rain. That's a good couple of feet from the bed. Right, so fire's still going. The rain doesn't seem that hard. It did say it's going to be heavy rain. I think it's all night, so it's quite established now. I'm going to have to cook my food before it's too late, I think. I want another one of these vodka, lime and lemonades. And after this I've got one more of the Pimm's things to enjoy. Something a little different. Oh, didn't get as much of the shelter done as I'd like. I did shim up the bottom end of the bed, and it is, well, as perfectly level as you can get, I think, now. I thought I'd done enough by digging in the head side, but apparently not. But yeah, that's shimmed up now, so that's all good. So here we have double sandwich steak and cheese roll. Probably put some ketchup on that as well. Not too much for dinner today. It's a bit of a rush job coming out really after a long shift tomorrow. And I've still got a corn on the cob on the fire there, straight on the ashes, because it's got a bit of the husk on. Would have preferred one with a whole husk. So just so you can have a bit of a look at it, this is the corn on the cob. It burnt a little bit, but it would have fared better if it had the whole husk on. Been chilling out in the shelter. The rain's not let up. It's been pretty hard, as you can hear, but I have managed to keep the fire going. I've just been sat here reading Bushcraft Survival Skills magazine. Just chilling out. I've had some music playing as well. I'm not going to hear that in the background. But yeah, I think I'm going to turn in for the night. Hopefully it's not too wet for a fire in the morning, and I'll be able to cook some breakfast and show the shelter and kind of give my thoughts on the first night in here. Okay, I'll see you in the morning. Well, I'm awake, just about. It's 8 o'clock. I did set my alarm for 6, thinking there could be a sunrise, but no, it just rained all the way through the night. It's just lightly raining a bit now as well, which is a shame. I wanted to do a bit of work around camp this morning, but it's just not going to happen. Everything's saturated, so I'm not going to get a fire going either. So no bacon sandwich. Yeah, so had the owl this morning going. Had a mouse trying to get into camp as well. It was quite funny. He ran away. Yeah, I'm gonna get sorted a little bit and we'll have a proper look at camp. Well, I think the shelter held up quite well last night. First thing really that I knew already was the tarp's a little too small. There's a small gap here where it needs to kind of overlap slightly there, and at the bottom as well. If I get a 3x3 up here, then that's going to be fine. That's not a problem. I don't think this weaving is going to work for a wall really. It's too much work and it's just not good enough, so I'm going to do kind of this sort of clamping method on the side, kind of like Tim on Viking Outdoors. Probably do that on the other side as well. Build up the back a little bit more. I've already put some bigger logs around there. Just need to build that up. Bed itself was comfortable, no problem with that at all. With the foam mat to protect the inflatable, it worked really well. Fire reflector, I could feel all of that very well, so yeah, pretty happy with the night's sleep here. So just this and the walls really, and then we can start on kind of firewood storage and stuff, but plenty of time for that. Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, check out some of my others. I'll stick some on the screen, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks very much. Goodbye.